So we're going to start off with just a brief background about how Film Token came about. And it more or less started during the last 2 years. So Elizabeth and I are working on a slate of films. And then COVID struck. So we weren't able to leave our homes, let alone try get any films made. And in terms of speaking to financiers about, come and work, financing our film projects, we couldn't answer a lot of their key questions, which is, when are you going to make this film? When am I going to see a return? And like everyone else, we kind of thought, this COVID thing's a week long, a month long, maybe another month, and it kind of just dragged on. And then at the same time, the blockchain bubble was just kind of brewing away nicely. And, fast forward to last year, and the whole NFT explosion kind of kicked in. And we kind of had to look at this and thought, there's some potential opportunity for us to kind of look at how we can address some of the key challenges in the world of film. My background, 20, 25 plus years working in IT. I was involved in Web 1, Web 2, and then decided that, hey, I'm going to go off into the world of publishing and film and television. And that's how we kind of, came about this journey. And so it wasn't a case of it was a late alien to us. I was able to kind of look at blockchain and actually say, okay, I understand the fundamental principles of blockchain. In essence, is everything they taught us in IT not to do 20 years ago. Make sure every system you've got the ability to create, read, update, and delete, because we are going to make mistakes. So, and secondly, if you're going to build a system, make sure it's not, open, it's got to be locked down. And you look at blockchain and what blockchain is. So it's quite easy to kind of gauge and understand the fundamental principles. And then with the whole notion of NFTs and what they were, it took me a while in terms of understanding what we could do. I got the principle, but really about how we could kind of use those. So I'm going to kick off and kind of talk about some of the challenges. One, as independent producers, we quite often struggle to raise the initial financing, and it can take 12, 24 months for the financing to be in place. Now, typically, if you've got a film project and you go to financiers, they want to know, okay, who have you got attached? Who's a director? Who's your key cast? We don't have any, because when you go to the agents, the first thing they ask is, have you got the funds in place? And like, well, yeah, we can get the funds in place if we can get these talent attached. Now, well, come back to us when you've got the finances. So you're constantly chasing your tail. And we thought, well, decentralizing that whole financial aspect is an opportunity for us. And having, decentralized film development fund. The second key point I just want to raise here is it kind of links into the whole Web3 fundamental, which is community. And when we look at the world of film fans are pretty much at arm's length. The average film fan doesn't get anywhere near a film set or the world of film. If you're a high net worth individual, you can invest, maybe $250,000, and you get an executive producer credit. You can come onto set, and you're part of the whole film ecosystem. So, two challenges at opposite ends of the spectrum, and the solution is Film Token, a utility token and film NFT marketplace. So one, we have a decentralized film development fund. And secondly, we have a platform for film enthusiasts and also film fanatics, the guys that will go to, whether it's Comic Con or Film Con, pay a couple of $100 to get in, queue several hours just to get a photo or an autograph with, a key talent, but also for them to kind of be actively involved in the world of film. And so the key fundamental principles we really have are a utility token that's going to be used for, acquiring NFTs on the platform, backing your favorite film. Pretty much it's your gateway, it's your access pass to the world of film as well. And one of the fundamental aspects of what we're building here, it's not fully, Web3 blockchain solution. We're combining the best of emerging finance along with traditional finance. And by that, I mean, when we're looking at the world of film, there's always free cash available. If you film in say Malaysia, you get a cash rebate. In Thailand, you get a cash rebate. In Georgia, you get a tax rebate. So there's free money depending on how much you spend in that particular state or country, and film producers make use of that. Now, that bit is really important because it's free money, but then it's really about, well, how can we tokenize everything else? So when we look at the vision of what we're trying to do and the entire ecosystem, at the center, we have a development fund. So that's your first funds in. As film producers, you apply for the development fund. If you tick all the boxes, then you get allocated your 10%. You now have 10%, and you can get your talent attached to the project. In parallel, you can start tokenizing your project as well. And we'll come on to that in a bit. So an NFT marketplace, when we talk about NFTs, films always had what we call NFTs. It's collectibles, it's merchandise from the world of film. If you could get Marilyn Monroe's dress, if you can get Sylvester Stallone's boxing gloves from Rocky One, people buy those, and it's a collectible. It's like, I've got Sylvester Stallone's boxing gloves from Rocky One, and they appreciate in value over time, and it's just the nature of collectibles. Education for us, it's pretty much onboarding, and really, we want to kind of look at traditional people who are in the world of film and educate them in terms of how they can kind of move away from this traditional formula of how you go about financing and putting a film package together to the new way of working in terms of getting, community involved, film fans. Networking is really important in the world of film. Elizabeth and I actually met about 3 years ago during Hong Kong Film Art. It's one of the major film festivals, and that's why we go there. One, to kind of pitch our own projects, try to get sales, but also to meet other like-minded individuals. And there was something about each other that we kind of just connected with. The projects we were working on, our outlook, our ethos, and we've gone from strength to strength in our relationship. So networking is really important in the world of film. And so what we wanted to kind of do is have that online as well. And last but not least, we have film fans. And so the platform will be a mechanism for film fans to kind of connect with the film community as well, right through to, they might have a great idea for a film. Well, they can pitch that to producers that are on the platform, and there's funds available on the platform. We can make that happen. And then fast forwarding to two key components as well, a streaming platform powered by NFTs. So any films that kind of get developed on the platform, and any of the producers who have a back catalog, they could put their films onto the platform and actually monetize that content as well. And then the metaverse. And we know there's huge opportunities in the metaverse. And for us, film is a physical metaverse. You could be tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., you could be on a film set, you could be in a horror movie, blood and guts everywhere, people dying, people getting eaten, 5 o'clock, cut, you're on your way home. It's a truly immersive experience. So NFTs can unlock and act as an access pass to that. But then when we then look at the metaverse, we can kind of take that, we can kind of take the film set into the metaverse. We can take the premieres into the metaverse. And really, we want to kind of do something really unique on the metaverse in terms of the world of film as well. But underpinning all of this is community. Film fans, film professionals, film investors, and film fanatics as well. The people who absolutely love film. And one of the things I would say is pretty much everyone on this call right now enjoys film. We all have a favorite. It's maybe a different genre, or it could be the same film. And that's what makes film so unique and enlightening. By having this community of film fans and film professionals and numerous film projects on the same platform, film fans can pick and choose. There can be more than one. They can say, hey, I'm investing in every single one. I love film. Now, one of the key things about what we're doing is it's not just a conceptual platform that we're going to launch. We've actually got a slate of films that we're working on, most of which we own the IP, to launch. We've been working quite beavering away over the last 2 years on these. The Fortune Cookies, one of the flagship films we'll be looking to launch on the platform. and that will be, it's a global Crazy Rich Asians. It's sort of Hitch meets Crazy Rich Asians, and set in Singapore. Not only will we be riding on the crest of euphoria that Crazy Rich Asians created, but it's what we call a global Crazy Rich Asians. You know, we have a Hollywood A-lister, we have talent from India that we're in talks with, we have a K-pop star lined up, talent from Southeast Asia, talent from the UK, a really fun, vibrant comedy in sort of in the vein of Hangover as well. But you know, there's so much elements in there as well. Scam Alert, it's another one of our fun projects as well. It's in the vein of Coming to America meets You've Got Mail. If any of you have ever received scam mail, I'm sure a lot of you on this call will have received scam mail. I've got a great project. You'll kind of really connect with that project as well. And then, you know, right at the end, we have Silent Hunter. And Silent Hunter is kind of the opposite end of Fortune Cookie and Scam Alert that are very commercial. Silent Hunter is a not-for-profit making project, and it's truly unique in the sense that we're working with a team in Africa who have developed this drone technology. And what they do is they go hunting for the poachers to prevent another elephant or rhino being poached. So it'll be a full feature film, but there'll be a lot of philanthropy around that as well. It's conservation. So again, think NFTs, you know, of a rhino or elephant. You know, you're helping an elephant or rhino sanctuary, and then there's some truly unique, you know, 4K drone footage that's never been kind of shot before, and also the whole excitement of seeing one of these poachers getting caught as well. So as you can see, there's community elements to each one of these projects as well. And thrown in you know, we have a Godson, which is a boxing movie. It's very it's a modern day adaptation, I guess, of Rocky, but with a lot of interesting twists in there as well. So that's kind of fundamental. Now, we kind of mentioned NFTs. So with NFTs, we kind of classify NFTs in two different categories: pre-production NFTs and post-production. So a pre-production NFTs, and what you're seeing here are fortune cookie NFTs that we've kindly been baking over the last few months. Each one opens up to reveal a unique fortune. Some of those will actually land you a part in the film as an extra. You may get speaking lines. Some of them may be on set. Some of them could be behind the scenes, red carpet. So truly immersive experiences, along with a unique collectible, a fortune cookie that kind of opens. So that's what we call the pre-production side of things as well. And then on the post-production, you know, it could be film memorabilia, it could be digital collectible, it could actually be content that, you know, didn't make the final cut, but, you know, it could be a blooper, and hey, you know, you can get a funny scene that we had to cut out because something happened and everyone on set burst out laughing as well. So again, it's about how, you know, we kind of tokenize the whole film production process from, I guess, script right through to the red carpet as well. In terms of where we are, we spent a good several months last year really looking at the feasibility and design, and looking at the use cases and you know, the utility about how is this going to work, and you know, what are going to be the benefits if we're looking at a utility, a native token, and how is that going to work, how's the value going to be derived, what's the total value locked on the platform as well on the development fund. And the whole idea for us is that this will be a, you know, self-sustaining development fund as well. And then we started development on the minimum viable product this year and got the initial website up and running as well. We're currently in the seed funding round as well. We have initial seed investors on board. We're still looking to bring additional partners on to the project as well, with a plan of launching in Q3 this year. In terms of in parallel, you know, we mentioned the fortune cookie. We're a long way away in terms of securing the cast for that as well. We're in talks with all the cast as well, provisional dates in terms of when we're looking to film that as well. And so when we launch the platform, we'll then have, you know, the announcement and the first project, the fortune cookie, with an A-list cast. The social media footprint of the talent that we have lined up for that movie is just over 200 million. So it's quite an exciting project for us as well. And really, it's our way of kind of demonstrating to other producers that this is how we're going to do it. Now, we first revealed this project in November last year during American Film Market. Since then, we've been on a global tour, you know, in Asia, Berlin Film Festival, Hong Kong Film Art again. and a Cannes Film Festival that's currently ongoing, speaking to independent producers all over the globe who really are excited about what we're developing. And, when can we get our projects listed on there? This is the future. And everyone understands or has an understanding of what an NFT is, but people are very reluctant to how do you go about doing that? And, when you think about community, every film doesn't want to go off and spend thousands trying to put a community together, and then the film finishes and that's the end of it. And that's where Film Token really comes into play. I've given you a brief overview of my background. I'm going to let Elizabeth I'll take a few seconds rest and let Elizabeth just kind of go through her background as well, and then talk about Yufu and the rest of the team.
Thanks, Asif. And thank you. Nice to meet everybody here. I'm a television and film producer. I have a little bit of a crazy background. I had lived, studied, and worked in China for a number of years. And after going back and forth between the two cultures, I thought to myself, it's so crazy. It's like living in two different planets. And I thought, what can I do with my background to try to, bridge these cultures? And a very powerful platform for doing that is entertainment. I would say education and entertainment. So that's how I ended up in television and film. And then met Asif at one of these conferences, networking, and really connected with his stories. He's the writer of Fortune Cookie and Scam Alert, because the stories really transcend cultural boundaries. So that's how we connected. And then Yufu, I've known for a long time from China. He's based in Los Angeles now. He represents Arnold Schwarzenegger's nonprofit foundation, and also Leonardo DiCaprio's nonprofit foundation. And I know John Curson, also from China. He has a financial background, but he helped take a biotech company public, and then it was sold to a large Chinese biotech company. So kind of everybody, seems like all roads led back to China. And then Dan is another producer, and that we've met at different film festivals, which just highlights how when we introduced this initially to Dan, he's like, oh my God, I love it. This is such a great opportunity. First, to learn how to tokenize content. How can NFTs benefit creators? There's still, although all these NFTs are being sold, there are many, many creators that really don't understand how to do it, or the process, if it's pre-production or post-production. And then just as a little background, as Steve talked about last year when we started, developing the platform, I said to him, this is the film industry. I think, Hunter, you said about, how to use blockchain in traditional industries or how to disrupt them. That raising money for film is a bit of an archaic system. I mean, it's usually the studios have a lot of control. If you're an independent film producer, it is extremely challenging because you're always in this chicken and egg scenario. You need the cast, but first you need the money so you can even make an official offer to the cast. Then you you spend maybe 70% of your time raising the money, 30% of it actually filming and doing post. And then you have another film, you have to start raising money. It's like a startup all over again with your begging bowl. It's an insane process. And so I said to Asif, I'm like, we're going to finish Fortune Cookie, and then we're going to be right back out there with our begging bowl, right, to do Scam Alert. I said, there's just got to be an easier way, because different investors like different genres, or even when you're doing pre-sales for distribution, you don't know if Amazon's going to want it or Netflix. So it's truly a startup each and every time. And that's when Asif, who has a stronger IT background, than I did, said, I think there's an opportunity for blockchain, to use blockchain to develop a new way to raise money, for film. And the fact that the fans are never involved, I guess a little bit in crowdfunding, but maybe they'll raise $40,000 or $50,000 in a crowd fund, but not, for a film that's, $5 or $10 million. So that's where we saw this opportunity. And we I guess, Asif, you're right. It was at EFM, I think, last November that we first presented it at the film festival, and we've just been contacted nonstop ever since, saying, you know, when can we get on it? So anyway, I hope that helps provide a little bit more background about myself and the platform.